Welcome to Aspen Yoga. My name is Stacy. Today's beginner yoga session is a sugar detox. So what you're going to need for this session is a blanket and a couple of yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, grab some books. Some thicker books will work great. So go ahead and gather everything you need. Meet me back on the mat for beginner yoga sugar detox. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and set your blocks off to one end of your mat. So have them separated either side of your mat, and then your blanket can be to the side. You may need to use it for some padding on your knees. So let's go ahead and start in mountain pose. Let's put a slight bend in the knees, tuck the tailbone under, palms facing forward, shoulders relaxed. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. And as you inhale, filling your abdomen and your chest. Exhale, allowing those shoulders to relax. And I want you to think about your big toe, your baby toe, the inside and the outside of your heels being firmly planted into the floor. So you're grounding those feet to the floor. Slight bend in the knees so we don't have those knees locked out. Inhale here. And exhale. Taking your arms, inhaling up, exhale down. Couple more, arms only, up tall, and down. Good, last one, just the arms. And down. This time we're gonna go ahead and lean to the left side, inhaling up. And as you exhale, bring that left hand down to your side, reach through those fingers, dropping the shoulder away from your ear. Chest is open. Good. Inhaling up. Cartwheel those hands over. Slide and reach to the other side. Whole time you're keeping the weight equally distributed through your feet. Good. Cartwheel again. Nice and easy. One side to the other, getting a nice stretch through the side torso. Up and over. And reach through. Good, up and over. Last time each side here. Good, up and over. And reach. Good, inhale, both arms up. Exhale, open and down. I want you to go ahead and walk those feet out. Walk them out into a wide stance here. So my feet, our toes are pointed forward. They're wider than their hips. They're wider than my shoulders. Inhaling up. And as you exhale, fold forward at the waist. Now, if you can't quite reach the floor, this is a great opportunity to grab one of those bricks. And you can have your brick, your block, your book. Good. If you can reach the floor, go ahead and do that, relaxing your head, neck. Nice deep breaths here. I want you to bend your knees and I want you to straighten them. Good. Bend those knees and straighten. Good. Again, bend and straighten. Last time, bend and straighten. Good. Coming up slowly, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Good. Let's go ahead and the end that your blocks are on, I want you to turn that front foot towards your blocks. At the same time, you're turning your hips, bringing your heel up, and I want you to fold forward here and just to a nice deep lunge. So step that foot forward, bending the knee. We are in a nice lunge here. And this is where your blocks really come in handy. So you can have them at the medium height here, or you can bring them down to the lower height. It just gives you that stability so I can get a nice deep stretch through my hip flexor here. So keep the chest tall. We're not falling into that front thigh just yet. Nice deep breaths. Let's drop that back knee. You can add your blanket if you need an extra padding here. So as we drop the back knee, we're going to lift up a little bit higher, take those blocks up to a high. So we're just keeping our chest high, again, getting a nice stretch dipping forward through the hip flexor. Nice deep breaths. Let's come back into a hamstring stretch. So I want you just to plant the heel, toe is up tall, bring those blocks beside you. Again, at any level you are comfortable. So I want you to think about keeping that back straight. So if you need your blocks a little bit higher, just have a nice straight spine. Good, nice deep breaths here. Let's go ahead and plant that heel, and we are back into our nice lunge. Blocks can just stay at your side. Inhaling up. Exhale, open your chest to me. So opening the chest. Good. Inhale up. And as you open the chest to the back, do a little lunge. Good. So inhale, pick everything up. Exhale, lunge forward. Nice. Inhaling up. So adding a little bit of movement, mobility here. One more each side, up tall. Lunge, open. Good. Inhaling up. Exhale, lunge, open. Inhaling up tall. Exhale, just bring those hands down to your side. Now I want you to go ahead, and we're going to do a deep ankle stretch. So I want you to bring your blocks in front, and you're going to let that knee come over your ankle, but I want you to keep that heel on the ground. So keep your hands on your blocks. So we're just doing a short lunge here, really working on the Achilles through the calf. Good. Go ahead and come back up. Now let's go ahead and grab your blanket. And I just want you to take your blanket, let's take it into a wide rectangle, couple of folds in it. Place your blanket on the back side of your mat. I want you to go ahead and stand up. We're going to sit in a deep squat. So you're going to place your heels on your blanket, toes turned out. And as I externally rotate my toes, I open up the hip joints a little bit. It's easier to squat, or I have more range of motion in my squat with my toes open versus toes closed. All right, inhaling up. Exhale, hands together, come into your squat. So go ahead and sit into that squat. Hands together, sitting tall. You can do a little side to side here, working on those hips. Nice deep breaths. Good. Inhale, press up. Exhale, open and down. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and take our blocks to the end, place them on the medium side here, and we're going to step forward into our lunge. So go ahead and step that leg forward, get a nice deep stretch here. So keeping the knee off the ground, onto those toes, looking forward. Think of my chest falling forward without rounding the back, so keep that back as straight as you can. If you need your blanket for a little padding on your knee, you can do so. Otherwise, we're going to stay here. Let's take those blocks up so we are at a tall spine. Good. Blocks come back as you hinge back into your hamstring stretch. Remember, flat back here. Toes are tall. That heel is planted into the floor. Nice deep breaths. Good. Let's go ahead and plant that heel. Take those blocks, can just stay at the side. Inhale up. Exhale, lunge, twist to knee. We're going to do the same sequence here, just adding that movement, twisting to the front, then twisting to the back. Good. And open. One more each side. Good. Come out. Open up. Out. And open. Good. Bring those hands down to your side. Ankle stretch. So bringing that foot in. And remember, we're just leaning forward, letting the knee come over the toe, but keeping that heel planted the best we can. So we stretch through the Achilles into the calf. So nice deep breaths here. Good. Let's go ahead and tuck the back toes, standing up, rolling up slow. Coming back into that deep squat. Inhale up. Hands together, squat deep. You may be a little bit looser now. We've already done this. So a little side to side. If you feel some tightness in your ankles, that's normal. Up through the shins, so the front of the legs here. Good, keep that back straight. And as you press up, inhale, arms up. Exhale, open and down. Good, let's transition to the floor. So I want you to just go ahead and bring your blocks to the side. Let's take our blanket and just fold it into that smaller rectangle. And we are going to have a seat. So let's sit with those legs crossed. And as we sit with our legs crossed on our blanket, elevating our tailbone, elevating our hips, which then opens up the hips a little bit, so makes seated cross-legged a little bit more comfortable. So let's take a deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling, arms up. And as you exhale to the left, drop that hand, reach through those fingertips. Remember, I am seated on that blanket, so I'm elevated, so I may not come as close to the floor as I sometimes do. Good. Pressing up, cartwheeling over, reaching through. Getting a nice deep stretch through, really through the whole side, maybe into that hip. Up tall. Good. Nice and easy as we just switch sides, pressing up. Cartwheel over, reach. This time as we come up, we're going to come into a twist. Reaching back with a hand, hand on the knee, twisting through the torso. Inhaling up. Exhale, twist. Good, inhaling up. Exhaling, twist. Good, last one here, up tall. And twist it open. Good, inhale up. Exhale, open and down. Sitting tall with that tall spine. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, come back into your cat. Inhale up into cow. Good. Back into cat. And cow. Good. Let's do a couple more. Cat here. And cow. Last one, cat. And cow. Good. Sitting back at the tall spine. I want you to draw some circles. So we're circling our spine around, keeping the hips as stationary as we can. We're just circling around with that torso. Good. One more here. And circle the other way. Circling around. Good. Coming back to the center with a tall spine and hands coming out in front. Inhaling, open. Exhale, bring the hands, cross them over, hug, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhaling, open. Exhale, cross, the other arm comes on top, hug. Inhale, open. We're going to do one more each side. Opening the chest, bringing it back in, crossing it over. Inhaling up. Exhale in, tuck. Good, inhale, open. Exhale down. Good. Let's go ahead and bring your hands to your knees. Get comfortable for a little relaxation. So sitting tall, take a deep inhale here. And exhale. With a tall spine, filling your abdomen and your chest. And as you exhale, let the air out of your abdomen, then letting the air out of your chest. Starting at your head, the top of your head, I want you to slowly make your way down your body, feeling muscles along the way relax. So softening the muscles of your forehead, your temples. Your jaw hangs slightly open, relaxing the back of your head, coming through the front and the back of your neck. From your neck down your shoulders, picture a waterfall from your shoulders to your fingertips. The hands are heavy and relaxed into your thighs. And as you inhale here, exhale, relaxing your upper chest and your back, making your way down your torso to the abdomen and the lower back, coming to your hips. And again, waterfall from your hips to your toes, flushing away any area of tension and leaving relaxation. Let's sit tall together with an inhale. And as you exhale, allow your body to relax while sitting tall. Let's take a deep inhale together. And as you exhale, wake up your fingers, your toes, your arms, and your legs, doing a couple shoulder circles back. Good. Bringing the hands back to the center. Taking a deep inhale together. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. Again, my name is Stacy with Aspen Yoga. Thank you for joining me for our beginner yoga sugar detox. If you have any questions, please let me know. Remember to subscribe and like, and I will see you again next time.